Hello everyone, I'm Bo Kaufman of Remax Performance Realty in Winnipeg. I'm a real estate agent and I'm very happy to say that I work with both buyers and sellers. And the reason that's important is I get feedback and I get the direct feedback from the buyers so that I can tell you, the homeowner, what they're thinking, what they're doing, what they're looking for. And out of that knowledge and out of that experience, I've created this video series entitled How to Avoid the 6 Mistakes That Home Sellers Make. And many of these mistakes stem from the belief that everything sells. No matter what we do, a house is going to sell. And that's not quite true. Winnipeg, certainly one of the hottest markets in the country, even our statistic is only 75% success rate. That is, 75% of listed homes sell, so 3 out of 4, which is a great statistic. It's better than anywhere else in the country. It's a great statistic unless you're one of the other one, the fourth one that didn't sell. And the reason not every house sells can be attributed back to these 6 mistakes. So we're going to take a look at the major things that go wrong. And they are overpricing a house, trying to go it alone, trying to sell a house as is, or the other side of the coin, trying to over-improve the house and then get your money back out of it. The 5th one is always being underfoot when there's a showing, always being around trying to be helpful, but you're not helpful because buyers don't really, in general, want to work with the homeowner. They want to be able to look through the house without interference. And the final one is inadequate marketing, not having enough exposure, not having enough marketing in place. So we're going to take a look at these mistakes one at a time and how to avoid them and how to correct them. So here we go. And in this episode, we're going to look at mistake number 2, and that is selling the house in an as-is condition. And for this video here, I'm going to assume that the house is in a rough or kind of a worn-out condition and it's not looking its best. And this mistake often comes from overconfidence as well, just like mistake number 1, which was setting the wrong price. This is also stemming from overconfidence in the market because we're taught that everything sells, right? Well, as you know from my introduction, not everything does sell. 75% success rate means that 1 in 4 houses don't sell, and after all, you don't want to be that 1 in 4. And I've got a great example here. This brings back memories from a couple of years ago. Somebody had tried to sell their house privately. It didn't work as advertised, so now they're calling a real estate agent. So I go into this house, and almost half the light bulbs were burnt out. The house didn't show terribly bad. It was a nice, straight, level house in River Park South, but half the light bulbs were burnt out. So I suggested to the owner that they replace the light bulbs before the showing started, and his attitude was, if somebody wants to buy my house, they'll buy it the way it is. Well, I managed to convince him that for the cost of 15 light bulbs, it could make a difference, and in fact it did. First week out, the house sold for multiple offers. Because here's the reality. The average buyer spends, on average, 15 minutes in a house. So don't leave them with any negative impressions. And here's how that works. A buyer will call me and say, Bo, today we're going to look at 4 houses. And they'll give me the list of houses. I'll book the appointment. And naturally, they can't buy all the houses. So what they're really looking for is reasons to eliminate 3 of them from that list. So if your house is one of the 4 that we're going to show, make sure you don't give them a reason to eliminate it from the list. Make the house as show-worthy as possible. And that doesn't have to be a lot of work, but I'm saying that in the winter time you want to have the curb appeal, you want to have the walks shoveled, and in the summertime you want to have the grass cut and the bushes trimmed. Make the house look inviting. And that includes having the exterior painted, the shingles repaired or replaced. If there's just a couple that are flapping in the breeze, nail them down, and having the front door, having it all work properly, not sticking, and having it painted freshly so that it looks like an inviting front door to the people that are going to come take a look at your house. And once they're inside the house, I would suggest to you that you have some of the basics done, and that is making sure all the lights work, as I mentioned already. Paint gives you the biggest bang for your buck. Having it freshly painted can make a huge difference. Making sure that any flaws in the walls, like any holes or nail holes, are fixed up and repaired. And when I say carpeting and flooring repaired, I mean that if the carpet is so worn that it needs to be replaced, it should be replaced before people come to look at your house. Because if you're leaving them that much to do, they're mentally going to take that off the price of the house, no matter what the price is. We can even price it low. the buyers are still going to come in and say, okay, that's a fair price, but I'm going to take off $6,000 for the carpeting. So you may as well do it if possible. If you can afford it, do it and make the house look as appealing as possible. And then on the last day before the showing start, make sure that the house is clean and decluttered. Give you an example. If you're living in an 800 square foot house and the reason you're selling is that it's become too small for you, well, the buyers are going to see that too, because if your house is over furnitured and it's cluttered, they're going to have the same impression of the house that you have. You're moving because it's too cluttered, and they won't want to buy it just because of the same reason. It's funny, I'll show two houses to a buyer, and they're virtually the same size. And the first one they go into and they feel it's all the house is too small for them, and the next house will be virtually the same size, but they're going to say, wow, look how roomy this is. And it all has to do with minimizing the furniture and making sure that it's set up properly and it looks roomy and clean and fresh. So that's my advice in this video segment, is don't sell the house as is if you can improve it. And many of these suggestions I made don't cost a lot of money. They take a little bit of time. I've even got people that help you stage the home, or if you need a whole bunch of stuff taken to the dump, I can help you with that too. I can find people that'll do that for you. So make sure the house is clean, decluttered, very inviting to buyers, and it will help you get extra offers. And the difference between having one offer and two offers can literally be $10,000. So that's it for this week. Until the next episode, thank you very much. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been helpful and informative for you. If and when the time comes to sell your house or condo, a lot of people end up calling one or two realtors. I hope that you consider calling me for that service. I'd love to apply for the job, and I think you'll be very happy with my service, as all of my previous customers have been. How to get a hold of me? Let's take a look. I'll show you the screen with all my contact information. So that was Bo Kaufman at Remax Performance Realty at 942 St. Mary's Road in Winnipeg. The phone number at the office is area code 204-255-4204, and my email is bokaufman@remax.net. Make sure you use the double F and the double N in Kaufman. An interesting website is winnipeghomefinder.com. You're going to find this video and in fact all of my videos on that website, along with the latest listings and other information as well for buyers and sellers. So simply go to the website. On the left hand side you see all the different categories, and at the bottom you see the little button called video. Click on that and all my videos are organized there for you in categories for buyers and sellers. I'm also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Any number of ways you can get a hold of me. I do look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.